Warriors unite! Hello, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club, the meeting of the Warriors. It's great to see you guys again. Great to hear from you. Thank you guys for all your comments, your donations, likes. Even if you disagree, I think it's great. We're seeing a lot of comments. I know some people don't like my screaming, but there's a reason behind this, my friends. And until I know that we have accomplished what our purpose is and we're better than the 1% Club, I'm going to continue to call out the battle cry to get people to think and understand that this is serious and that we've got to really take this seriously. So, all right, some shout outs before we get started here. Again, let me talk about Szyman. Thank you, my friend. Hamza Redfield, Abstuct 1015 at 1 year. Thank you, my friend. Great restraint. Steve, we will show some exercises. I think the next couple things I'm going to do is focusing on other benefits around SR, so we'll do that. Guido Perez, thank you. Rob, it's Ahmet. Thank you. Brian Perez, Optical Man. Smart Blackguy talks about Daniel's prophecy. I think we'll do one on that one. Heroo talked about getting his nephew on SR on Semen Retention. Great. The more people get on this, the wonderful benefits, and the more we take over getting the masculine man back into our society. Antonio, King Saul, DJ 3DD, and Barry Courtney, thank you guys for your comments. So at 1 minute and 45 seconds, let's talk about our topic. We're going to do a kind of a three-part series on this. We're going to kind of talk about things that deal with SR and around SR. So let's talk about this one. This is from Tony Pellicci. Thank you, Tony, for this one. We're going to talk about the fact that you will be tired during your recovery. So let's kind of talk about that a little bit. So as we focus on this idea of retention and building energy, we have to realize that our body has gone through a lot of changes when we're releasing. So I had 47 years myself of all of that, and your body gets to be habit forming. So when it's habit forming and it's forming habits with releasing and all that, well, then that body is getting used to all those things. The loss of nutrients, the body will try, in my opinion, to try to compensate for other things, but eventually you start losing so much of it as it becomes an addictive type of thing where you're releasing all the time. Now you're losing all that energy, and now you're becoming weaker, and your body can only do so much. Eventually your body will fall apart because you're losing all those type of nutrients, and you know, your seed and those type of things are destroying your internal type of structure that God has created for you. So the thing is that it builds a habit. Now, the same habit applies when you start, you know, not releasing, and you got no FAP, and you're not going to go ahead and look at images and things like that. Now you got a different type of habit, but your body has to adapt to things, and so whether you're doing it or not, your body will adapt to the change you make. That's why we always say, and people kind of talk about, well, they don't see a lot of benefits right away in 30 days and 60 days. And we're all at different points of this journey. It took me a little while to actually see some benefits as well. And primarily it was because I had other things going on. I wasn't totally committed into it. Plus the fact that I had 40 some years of going back and forth, it is hard to actually kind of say no, and that's it. So as you focus on this, it's important to realize that you're going to go through a lot of changes, and that means your body has got to react, and there's going to be a lot of stress on your body. So example is when you have been releasing for a long period of time, many times a day, and all of a sudden you stop, your body is shocked. Just like when you eat different foods, your body is shocked. Now that makes a big difference on your body. Excuse me, it makes a big difference in your body. But what you're doing is your body is focusing on reacting to the change. As a result of that, you could be really tired for a short period of time. Now, again, we're going to talk about, as we talk about the exercises, as we talk about fasting, cold showers, things like that, there's things you can do to kind of hype up your energy. It's almost like a withdrawal. Your body is so used to releasing that now your body is actually withdrawing, and you're gonna feel it. So yes, as Tony's saying, there's a lot of times where you could be tired when you're recovering. When you're, for example, if you've been on a 60-day, 90-day, journey, and all of a sudden now you release, your body will probably adapt a little bit. And you may go back to thinking about the old days. Your body will go back remembering the old days where you release all the time, and you may have trouble and you may feel tired. Because once again, that's a natural type of thing when releasing, especially releasing so much, your body was in that state of being tired. So as you look at this, it's important to realize that could happen. Don't, warriors, get discouraged on this. Because as you look at this, you don't want to get discouraged and say, okay, I'm going to give up. The last thing you want to do is give up. Never give up. I've been watching things on Mike Tyson and other people talking about when he was in prison and other types of things. And the idea is you just don't give up. Sometimes life gives you, warriors will give you an apple, a positive type of thing, and sometimes it gives you a lemon. Well, the old saying is you have a lemon, you make lemonade out of it. So even if you release, it's not the end of the world. Keep battling. This is why we talk about battling. This is why we do a clarion call. We need to go ahead and keep battling every day until we all take this serious enough to realize that we've been kind of hoodwinked in our society in many ways, but retention is one of those ways. We've been hoodwinked to tell you, oh yeah, go ahead and release all the time. Go ahead and make yourself weaker for pleasure, for just pure pleasure. And when you look at the Bible and you look at other religious texts, it doesn't talk about that. I don't see in the Bible talking about pleasure as the number one type of thing you need to focus on, right? You're focusing on procreation, and that's okay when you're procreating. But how many kids are you going to have, right? And how many times are you going to do that, and how many different people are you going to do that with? Those things get yourself in deep trouble, and now you're going down the rabbit hole. Remember, my friends, we talked about the last couple times. Temptation is a tough son of a gun. And that warrior that's going to be on top of you. Those enemies are going to be on top of you. That's the warriors on the other side. And they're going to battle you. They're going to battle you. And don't be surprised, my friends, if you get caught once in a while into this type of web. We all do it. But the thing is, you have to remember that even at your weakest point, you remember the key. The key is that you're trying to build yourself up. Become the best person you become. Focus on your goals. Focus on your things that you're doing. Don't get ensnarled within the curse or the spell of a lot of these people around you. And it is a spell. It is definitely a spell. And you know when you're caught in it. You know when you cannot think about anything about the other person, and all you're doing is thinking about the other person. I've been there many times. And it's a spell. You have to fight that spell. Now, of course, if it's with your wife or someone like that, that's a different story. You can enjoy that and be part of that. But if you're doing it with some temptation situation, you've got to flee. This is why they talk about fleeing in the Bible. Flee from evil. Because the evil will grab onto you, and all of a sudden, now you're going to make it harder to recover. And a lot of times, the evil one focuses on you when you're at your down point. So just as you're releasing, and you're trying to go back to your life again and getting back to the lifestyle, that's the time where it's the toughest. Because you've released, yes, obviously you don't want to do that. However, we all done that. We've all done it. So now, you're going to try to fight back. But the evil one has seen an opening to grab you back again. To grab you back into that lifestyle of releasing all the time. Making you weaker. And this is kind of contrary to everything you're hearing and seeing out there. In the media and all those type of things. You want to focus on beating the best person you can become. Don't focus on chasing women. Women will be there all the time. Because that's their purpose. They're trying to find mates. They're trying to find men who will have children with them. Subconsciously, that's what they see. This is why they're so attracted to you when you're holding your seed, because very few men do this. That's why we call it the 1% Club. Very few men do this. Therefore, when you're sitting there looking at this, even if you're released and you're trying to recover, expect to have that period of time in which the evil one is trying to take you back. And that's the downside you can have. So be careful of this recovery period. Your body will have to recover, but give it all the opportunities it can by focusing on goals. Don't focus on women. Get your mind away from women. Focus on your hobbies. Focus on your exercise. Focus on things away. Is this easy? No, of course not. The devil is one powerful person, but you have to be able to be more powerful. Your mind, your soul, your relationship with your Lord, they've got to be stronger than all the other stuff. And you got to fight through it, and you can. I've fought through it many times. There's times when the evil one comes and tries to attack me when I'm tired. That's why we talk about getting enough sleep, getting enough food, getting enough exercise. The evil one will catch you at times your weak points. The evil one knows the weak points you have. But you can become stronger at that weak point, just like a broken bone. The bone can become stronger at that point after it breaks. And you want to become stronger every time that the evil one throws something at you. Every time that you have a downside or a failure, come back even stronger the next time. And that's why it'd be okay. So again, great topic. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate it. The next couple of days, we're going to try to do fasting and also talk and actually kind of demonstrate a couple of the exercises. I'll try to do that on Sunday if I can. All right, my friends, 2 things to leave you with. I'll probably post this tomorrow morning. But remember, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And remember, guys, we're going to continue to work on this, continue to fight this evil one all the time, and you got to continue to battle!